We're at home with the Gamecocks, and in our latest segment, we're going to visit with Jacksonville State head football coach John Gross. First of all, we're going to buy him a razor here at some point in time. You turned into Grizzly Adams since mid-March the last time I think I saw you. What's the deal here, Coach?
Only time in my life I think I've been able to not shave. I used to say clean shave, so I just threw away the razor and said, "Hey, I'm not going to worry about it." Maybe I ran out of razors. I don't know.
There you go. All right. First of all, your family, your immediate family, everybody good, and then other members of your family, everybody safe and okay at this point in time?
Everybody's good. It's a new routine. We did have a situation where we got our mother-in-law, that's 85 years old, stays with us. So she's a high risk,
Right.
So that's when this thing first started. That's the people you kind of worry about, So we have, taking care of her, and she's not so far been exposed or anything like that. So we're all good. Kids are adapting to homeschool, virtual, online school, just like we all have with all this Zoom stuff. So they've adapted to that and a new schedule too. So, we're running them to bed and getting them up in the morning and trying to stay on some type of a routine. I won't say it's not a struggle, but it's a battle sometimes.
I'm not sure Jace could get on a routine, can he?
He's all over the place, man. I tell you what, and not be able to go do anything. He's all the time into something, finding something to do. But we made the best of the situation we can, and I think everybody would love to get back to a normal routine for sure.
All right, your situation is a little different from other coaches in the fact that you got more to worry about. I mean, you got 100 guys. And I know you and the coaching staff are meeting, 3 days a week? So do you split it up between coaches and each position that coach talks to his guys? Is that the way you do it? How are y'all handling it?
Well, I mean, there's a lot goes into it. It is different. We was right in the middle, right at the beginning of spring training. We got 2 practices in, and, a little different spring sports. They were right in the middle of their season and got it cut off. And, we're anticipating the start of a season, which none of us know what that looks like right now. So you got to kind of, continue getting engagement somehow and keeping guys active.
Right.
So we've used a lot of Zoom calls, and we do position meetings multiple times a week just to get those guys engaged. But there's only so much X and O Y's you can do positionally after a few weeks, So, but the main thing I tell our guys is keep the guys engaged, know what they're doing, let them talk, because everybody's in a different situation. I mean, we got some guys that's in a good situation. Got some guys that families are struggling, I mean, they're during this time, they've lost jobs. Parents have lost jobs, things like that. So it's a financial struggle. It's a put a food on the table struggle. So, when our guys talking about that, we'll be aware of, problems out there. So, like I said, we've just been trying to keep guys, talking about those things, and anybody that needs help, make sure they got everything that they need and things like that. But that's one of the main things, we're keeping everybody, I think, engaged and informed of, what's going on with each and every family. And when you're talking about, our families, 200 people, count support folks and people we have working, I mean, that's a lot of people. But I think our staff has done a tremendous job during this time of getting our guys to do that. And we're able to have team meetings. We can get up to 100 on a team meeting. So that's been good. And,
Zoom is your favorite word right now, correct?
I tell you what, it's a different life now. That's for sure. So, and I'm so hands-on. A lot of coaches are not hands-on. I mean, I'm in the weight room every day with our guys. I'm gonna see what our guys are doing on a daily basis as far as lifting and running, conditioning. And I'm right in the middle of them, and I get to see them, and that's my engagement. So it's been I went through some withdrawals there, I mean, it's kind of a different deal when you don't know what your guys are doing and you're not in control of that. And it's a different situation. So, my anxieties went way up, just not seeing our guys and knowing what they're doing. And because community and accountability, there's a lot to be said for that. And that's just having a team and that team culture. And you get guys separating or isolated, you lose that. And we had a couple guys talk yesterday. We tried to put a couple guys on at the beginning of the meeting, middle, and at the end, that pray at the end. And give testimony. We had two good, comparisons yesterday. We had one guy that had access to a weight room, was talking about what he's done, and these guys send their position coaches videos, and we put that out there for the team to watch, each and every one of them. So we had two contrasts of one had a weight room and doing a great job, and had a very, very small group of guys he played with in high school that was able to lift and move weights and run and do speed stuff at a park and things like that. Nothing dangerous as far as the quarantine type of stuff. And the other guy did not have access to that, and he had to do all body weight stuff. So it was good, two good comparisons. And we got most of our guys are in that body weight deal. We have very, very few guys that have a home gym or somebody's got a basement, got weights in it or something like that where they can actually move weight. So, as an athlete, a college athlete, that's where you run the risk of not developing in the off season of months of training. We were close to being ready to play a game, in spring. I mean, we had a great off season. Our team chemistry was really good. I mean, we had done a lot of military type stuff as far as PT and things like that. Every day our guys were getting pushed to the limit, and we had built up a good tolerance to that and was in a good place for us, strength and conditioning and nutrition and everything with our team. And then you get in this situation, you lose all that. So that's the fear factor that comes up with the upcoming season of what are we going to be able to do the next few months. So we've done all we can do right now is making sure we're sending out workouts with guys that have free weights to move, and another workout for guys that have to move body weight type stuff, and just trying to make sure guys are getting out and finding a place to run. I don't care if it's just out on the street out in front of where they live at, and they get out and just run and move their body and sweat every day. So they got to be able to do that. And then other things that go into that, not only, and people don't realize this, is you talk about, moving weights and conditioning and running and all the physical aspects of that, okay? Is equally as important, probably more important, is your sleep habits. How much sleep are you getting? Is your sleep pattern disturbed? Which during this case, of course, you take 120 guys, I mean, your sleep patterns are all over the place. For staying up too late, sleeping too late, and your rhythm gets off, your body clock gets off. And then the other component of that is nutrition, and what are these guys eating? What do they have access to at home? It's not like they got the cafe, the diner, Chick-fil-A, all that stuff that we have on campus, and the protein drinks and all those things. So what do they have access to what they're eating? Because we got every type body type on our team that you can have, for as guys that need to gain weight and put on muscle, okay, that was in the process of that. Well, you lose all that in a week. I mean, a kid may have gained 10 pounds in the off season. He's lost all that in the situation we're in right now. And then you got our heavier guys that we have to really, really work to keep weight off, and you're tracking that, every day. I mean, you're trying, hey, your week's goal is a 2-pound deal by Friday, and you got to lose or gain, and they ain't got anybody tracking that type of stuff. So we've done from Fitness Pal apps, sending you coaches what you're eating, and all those things that you can. Of course, all that stuff has to be voluntary. It's nothing mandatory now. NCAA has a competitive deal where you have to be careful of what you're doing and what you suggesting them to do. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, X, Y, and Z. And I know I went into a whole dissertation there, but I like for people to kind of understand where we're at. I mean, it's an unusual situation, and one I've never come across and hope I never have to deal with again.
Well, in the midst of all that, then there's still recruiting that you can do and that you've got to do, because that's the lifeblood of the program.
Well, we spent about, I think 3 hours on Zoom stuff yesterday, just from staff meeting to team meeting to recruiting meetings and all that. And we'll have a full staff meeting where we get, our long-term rehab guys from training room, get an update on those, to weight room, what we're doing, and academics. Academics has been a big issue, with our guys. That's the other component I didn't get into. These guys, some of these guys don't do really well, not engaged with a professor in class, and having tutoring and all that stuff. So, the academic component of what we're doing has been very, very unusual too. And then, we got to try to recruit without being able to do spring recruiting, any face-to-face contact. Now, we tried to use that to our advantage. We tried to use, whether it be FaceTime or Zoom, where mom and dad's not working, they're at home, you got the whole family, you can get them on a call like this where you got multiple people on the call, and it's like doing an in-home visit. So we've done some of that, but our recruiting's a little different too. It's not as pinpointed as, say, a Power Five. I mean, you take Alabama, Clemson, Auburn, people like that. I mean, they're recruiting a blue chip kid. Their pool's really a lot smaller than what our pool is right now. So they're recruiting 300 kids or 200 kids right now, and we're recruiting 1,500. So it is a task. Where we depend on identification in the spring, getting out in high schools, watching kids practice, from their film that we've evaluated, and then our camps in the summer. Not being able to projecting that we don't get to have camps. You don't get to evaluate those guys on the field and see them with your own eyes and how they test. And that's where the bulk of our recruiting and identification comes from, is spring recruiting and the camps in the summer. So we're just in a different situation. And we just got to, I believe this, you deal with every situation you're in, make the best of it. And that's what we're doing every day.
All right, Coach, we just wanted to check in and see what was going on. Hopefully we'll get together real soon. And then hopefully in August, everything works out. We'll kick it off and play some football.